स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः को ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम्।
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
Namaste friends, a very warm welcome once again and a good afternoon as we have afternoon here. Hope you are doing good and you have been going through the previous tutorials and it's going good for you. Please feel free to post your any doubts or any questions on the email and I would love to answer them. But you have to post it because I would never know what doubts you are having, and it's good to have doubts, and I'm a kind of a teacher who love to answer the doubts, but it's a student's responsibility to post it. That's the way the education and the academic process goes. So let me walk you through the today's topic, and it's very interesting. So in the previous session we talked about the Mal and the Agni. So we are going to talk about the concept of Strotras today. Strotras means channels. So in my previous tutorials I was mentioning you during the process of metabolism how when the different tissue elements are produced, the nourishing juice has to be transferred, or it has to be carried to the tissues and the tissue elements through the channels. And we are going to see each and every channel today. There are many channels in our body which are not only involved in the transportation of different nutrients and the materials, formation of tissues, dhatus and doshas, but also helps in the elimination of the waste or the mal, as we discussed about the mal in our previous lecture. So Strotras means, it's a Sanskrit word which means channels, but Strotras is formed out of a word called Shravam. Shravam means small pores. So these channels also having small pores through which the liquid or the secretions flows through it. So these channels also produce certain secretions which helps in the flow of the material or the nutrients, fluids, whether it is lymph, whether it is blood, whether it is sweat, whether it is stool or urine. All these are nothing but the either the nutrient elements or the waste. So it helps, or the tissues. So it helps in the transportation, but it secretes certain secretions through these pores. That's why they are known as Strotras. Now moving ahead, I would like to tell you that Strotras are internal, which is known as the Abhyantara Strota, means the internal channels within our body, and the Strotras are also external, which is known as a Bahaya Strota. So let's see which are those external Strotras or the channels within our body. So you can see that we have 2 eyes, we have 2 nose. They are totally 9, so you can count it out. So 2 eyes, 2 nose, we have 2 ears, then we have excretory anus from where we excrete. So basically 2 to 4, 4 and 2, 6, and then we have a urethra from where the urinary orifice, and the anus from where the solid waste goes out. But in women we also have additional 2 in breast, and 1 is also in vagina. So in totality we see that of course I forgot the one which is the mouth. So in totality if you count, then there are 9, but additional 3 in women, which is vaginal for the flow of the menstrual fluids, and also the breast. Now the internal channels. Internal channels are the ones which helps in transportation of different materials to different places, as I said before, and they are 13 in number. So the first one is carrying the air, carrying the water, then food, lymph, blood, Then after blood we have muscles, we have tissues. Remember 7 tissues. So we have blood, we have muscles, we have tissues, we have bones, we have bone marrow, and then we also have shukra, which is sperm or ovum, purisha for the stool, for the urine, and last but not least for sweat. The Sanskrit names are as follows. So you can say that the channel carrying the water is known as udaka, then the carrying food is anna, lymph is ras, blood is rakt, muscle is mamsa, and tissues are, these are the tissues, and then you have meda, you have asti which is bones, we have majja which is bone marrow, and then we have shukra which is sperm or ovum, we have purisha, purisha is a nutrients which are supplied to the stool, and the mutra which is urine, and sweda is sweat. So let me go through little bit one by one as an introduction, and then we will see each and everything in little bit more detail. Well, what is the function of the nose? The 2 orifices, it helps in inhalation and it helps in exhalation, right? Basically that's the primary function of the external channel, which is nose. Without the nostrils we cannot breathe in, and if we cannot breathe in, life is not possible. Then we have certain filters in the nose as well. We have a mucous membrane which helps in filtering, and the hair is also present in our nostrils, which help in filtering the air from the pollutants, sand, and different pollens or allergens. It's kind of a small filter. The 2 ears, we know the ears openings, which helps in the hearing, and the 2 eyes for the vision. We have rectum. Rectum is our anus, you can say, which helps in elimination of the feces or the solid waste or the stools. And then we have mouth. Mouth is very important for eating, chewing, masticating. We have teeth as well here, but I'm talking about the opening here. Then we have urethra, which is the urinary orifice or the urinary opening from where we urinate when the bladder is full. And in the women we have 3 more. Vaginal, as we know the women go for breastfeeding, so obviously the breast milk comes out, so that is the opening. And then we have vaginal opening for the flow of the menstrual fluids. So these are the external ones. It means it carries the fluids outside. It has an outside opening. Okay, so it has internal, things goes from inside, and certain openings are only for outside. Okay, well, internal channels, as I already said, there are 13 numbers. So carrying air to blood, so there are channels. Suppose you breathe in from your external nostrils, the air goes in your pharynx, and it enters into the lungs in your trachea, and then it goes into the bronchioles, and these bronchioles are basically ending up in alveoli, and where the gaseous exchange takes place between O2 and CO2. So all these alveoli, bronchioles and trachea are nothing but the channels, because they help in the channels keep refining as it from the main primary source of intake, where it goes for its prime function, which is alveoli. The channels keeps getting refined. And this I talked about the respiratory system here. So these are respiratory channels. So basically the channel carrying air are respiratory channels in the lungs, which I already talked about. And the primary function is this air goes to the blood to the gaseous exchange. Now the channel carrying the water, udaka. So you know the alimentary canal, the big you drink water, right? Apart from that, there are channels which carries the fluids like lymph, like blood. Water is not just water, but there are certain like sweat glands are there. So these are nothing but the channels carrying the water. Then food. We have a big alimentary canal, alimentary tract, I should say, and these are the channel like your food pipe and your stomach, your small intestine, your duodenum, and your large intestine. There's nothing but carries the food. So this is the channel carrying the food, and there's a channel for carrying the ras, the lymph, as well as we know. Then there is a channel to carry the blood. As you know, the blood flows through arteries, capillaries, and veins. So these are nothing but the channels carrying the